Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of hell. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Wendi Cooper, and it's time to sit back, let go, and start living unfiltered. That's me. Oh, see, you're still learning, Kurt. You can't fade that thing out now, can you? You just can't figure out how to fade it out.
I'll learn someday.
Okay, so hey everybody, it is Living Unfiltered with me, Wendi Cooper, and I have a feeling, am I a little too low? I need to sit up? I need to come back? There we go. See, I'm so vain that I'm looking at myself in the video monitor of the camera just to make sure I look really great for the rest of the show. Kurt,
What's up?
What is today's date?
Today is April 14th.
2015.
Yes,
right.
2015.
What recently happened?
I don't know. I may have gotten married.
Okay, now I could ask Kurt that very special question, like, were you a virgin?
No.
Okay, good. Did your wife think you were?
No.
I do this to Kurt all the time. Does your wife watch? Now I can call her your wife. Does she watch or listen to the show?
Hey, she doesn't watch into any of the shows I engineer on,
Phew,
sadly.
because oh my God. Well, don't ever have her listen to this one
Yeah.
because you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And now Kurt's having problems with his microphone and trying to do things. It's okay. You don't have to run the board right now. We're having a conversation.
Yeah.
If you had a camera, we would even have it on you.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't have one. So how was it? I talk about it all the time. And how was it?
It was great. The food was great. We had it catered by Rattlers. I don't know if you've ever been there before. It's a place in Santa Clarita. Tri-tip is amazing.
Oh, yeah?
I love it so much. All of her family came down from Illinois, across the state, Florida, Hawaii.
I should have had you post pictures of so we could talk about it.
The photographer was kind of crazy, so he actually took a selfie of himself with one of the guests. The
Oh,
photographer.
really?
Yeah, I was. It's so weird.
Well, that's okay.
Well, then he wants to charge me for it. I'm like, no,
no. Well, no, that's just one you don't select.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone's going to select that one.
So how was it? No, so just relax. Give me 2 minutes of your time. I want to know. I'm curious. I'm very happy. Congratulations. You got married on March 28th.
Correct. Yes, I did. March 28th. I've known her for 8 years, so it was just, marrying my best friend, basically, is how it would go.
With benefits.
Yeah, with benefits.
Literally,
yeah.
Insurance benefits.
Yeah, insurance benefits. We finished the paperwork because she's taking my name, so we went through that whole situation. It just finally hit us. It's like, well, this is official. We're going through this. It's all happened.
That's nice. Did you live together before you got married?
We did, yes. We've lived with each other for the past year.
Well, congratulations, because Tony said he had a really great time at the reception.
Yeah, he
I didn't. I wasn't invited, no doubt.
He only went to the reception, actually. He didn't go to the actual ceremony. He just came for the food.
Oh, was he invited to the ceremony?
He was.
Oh, hey, Tony. Hello. Hello. Tony, are you in there listening? Way to go, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony Sweet is not so sweet.
Yeah. It's fine. He says he was busy. I'm assuming he was running the station.
I'm assuming so. We forget he has to run a 24/7 radio station. Well, congratulations, and I'm sure I'll probably talk about it a little bit later and make more fun of things. But anyway, poor little Kurt. Yes. My guest tonight, as usual, I didn't prepare for anything. And as usual, I just got back from a trip. We all know that last week we were looking forward to Peter Sobey taking my spot, and he had two amazing guests on, and I'm remiss on who those guests were, but they were going to talk about the universal power of energy and healing and everything amazing. Peter, if I got that wrong, which I know I did, I'm sorry, but he got stuck in his van. Sorry, it's not funny, but it's actually hysterical when you think about it. It's okay. Peter knows I can laugh at him or with him. He's laughing right now, too. Greg is looking at me like, you bitch, the guy is in a wheelchair and he got stuck in his van. Anyway, I'm going to introduce somebody really quick here because I can't stand looking at people and not being able to talk to them. My guest tonight actually is somebody that I did meet in Chicago recently, and we met during the trade show and at the trade show, not at night in bars, but we met then. And who I really enjoyed his company, and he is in a similar business as I am, but kind of really, when you think about it. And I'm looking forward to working with him because we're going to hopefully work on a project together soon. And his name is Greg Stacy. And by the way, you have to who said this? Oh, House of Cards guy, showrunner. Greg, welcome to the show. Wait, there's going to be applause.
Well, thank you.
I was thinking about you on the way over here.
I appreciate that. I don't get applause too often.
No, that's awesome applause. That's awesome applause. It doesn't have the right kind of fade out, but we're working on that.
Hey, that's all good though.
I was thinking about you on the way over here because I was listening to on NPR, they were interviewing the showrunner for House of Cards, the creator and showrunner for House of Cards. And I don't watch House of Cards. And it was really interesting to listen to this interview about, his past. And of course, he's somebody, I don't know the details, but it's always a fascinating thing that for people to understand what a showrunner is. I know a creator, but a creator and a showrunner. Have you ever been a showrunner?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I have been a showrunner, Wendi.
You have?
Actually, many years ago. I came down here from Seattle in 92, went to film school. Started at
USC?
No, I went to Loyola Marymount. And anyways, one thing led to another. I started shooting racing cars, and before you know it, Speed Vision, it was now Speed Channel, but it was Speed Vision, hired me. I went to Le Mans, shot some stuff, came back. They go, hey, do you know how to edit? I go, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. So I did a little documentary on the Saleen Mustangs in Le Mans, and few things led here and there, and then they assigned me Hot Rod Magazine TV, which I was a producer, director of, and I ran that show.
Oh.
And it was a reality-based TV show. It's not like House of Cards. It's, E&G style cruise. But,
right.
I definitely have done that. I did a lot of episodes. I think I did like 150 episodes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was fun.
So I totally forgot that you did that in reality TV. That's what the whole show. What's the name of the show? Do you know what the name of the show is?
Today's Dream is Different.
That's it. You hit it right on there when you sent me over a little thing. By the way, everybody, I only asked Greg to be on the show just this morning, and you so gracefully agreed because that's something people usually have to think about.
Well,
so thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I just hope I'm not the turd in the punch bowl. Every punch bowl has a turd, right? And I hope I'm not that floating or sinking turd this time.
Not on my show. Nobody's a turd.
Well, thank you.
Nobody's a turd. I don't ever let anybody be a turd.
Okay.
So I'll take over if you start getting turdy.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Hey, okay. So reality show stuff. Greg is a television producer and an inventor. And we met in that kind of different world of me not being a commercial producer or whatever I am, and you not being a TV producer. So we met out of context. But I really am interested in reality TV, if we could take 5 minutes and talk about it from the other side of the camera. Can you divulge secrets? Like, is that shit really going on?
Well, I was doing car stuff, so,
But you've got friends that do.
Yeah, I did. I have friends that were doing what was it?
Like Kardashian stuff?
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. He directed
yeah.
some of those. And, anytime you're making something for TV, as you know, it's not about the final product you see isn't the thing that's actually recorded. You record tons of stuff.
Yeah.
And in reality TV, the producer, you have a producer-editor. Because they're kind of
predator. I like that.
They have to be a predator because you have so much footage and you're telling the story.
Yeah.
And listen, it's all about entertainment.
At the end of the day, everything has to be about entertainment. I often say that about Shark Tank, right? The editing of Shark Tank is really once you're from an editing point of view, and if you watch Shark Tank, you go, well, wait a minute, the head was going this way, now it went that way. And
I like Shark Tank. It's very contrived.
I do too.
It's very contrived, though.
But it's very contrived,
and that's fine. I mean, it's about entertainment. I think they do great stuff. But bottom line is, anytime we watch TV, it's about entertainment, you know?
Right. Right. And reality, there's so many reality stars, you know. I mean, I'm a reality star. I have my own radio show that's on YouTube. I mean, I'm not a star, but I'm saying there's so many people that have become stars, celebrities. Star is the wrong word. Celebrities, household names, people who rightfully would never deserve it any other way. But and now you can flip that coin and say, but their whole life is opened up to the world, and they're in a reality television show. You know, I mean, but being on the crew, being a predator, being whatever, it must be really freaking weird. Remember the Anna Nicole one?
Yeah, that was, you know, it was entertaining. And, you know, you kind of feel sorry for her now since she passed away, but it was a train wreck. People like, you know, let's face it, people like to
train wrecks.
People like to watch
What's it
train
like
wrecks.
being the crew? Were you ever, I mean, what was it like being actually in that environment? You know, like you're there, were you there day in and day out? You kind of had to live and breathe it if you were running the show.
Like I said, mine was different. We were traveling around interviewing car people, and even then, though, you have to manipulate it. You say, hey, Vince, can you say
ugly.
Yeah, hey, can you say it like this? And they're going, well, no. I go, well, please say it like this, because you know how you're going to use it in the editing room. You have to cut this.
Yeah.
You got to make these interviews work, and you have to make it interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I pissed a lot of people off when I was doing Hot Rod. I mean, I did this thing called Donut Derelicts, where I had this actress in a wedding dress, and her, quote, groom was wearing leather pants and this flamboyant pirate shirt. And they were arguing about whether an apple fritters or donut.
Did you wardrobe them?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, Hot Rod was relatively new at the time, and it was supposed to be fun, kind of like a Quentin Tarantino type thing where it's kind of nonsense dialogue. And I thought it was fun, but then, you know, it pissed a lot of people off, and then he did a big burn off, and they said they don't want this kid back, referring to me, this long-haired guy. I had long hair at the time, and you know, you can't please everybody, but, you know.
Is that when you got fired?
No, I never got fired. I never got fired. No, my mouth, though, has been a liability at every company I've ever worked at, including when I had my own production company, working for other employers. Yeah. My mouth has been, I can thank my mom for that.
Well,
colorful.
It's not that your mouth has been colorful. It's that you just don't know when to shut it.
Yes.
That would be the problem, right?
Yeah.
Because your mouth is a beautiful thing, and things that are really beautiful can come out of your mouth. It's what comes out of your mouth, so you just have to shut it every once in a while.
And sometimes the filter. You got to filter it, too.
Well, no, not on this show.
Not on this show.
You never say that word.
But in reality,
you have to filter it.
If you want to keep your job, you have to filter it. And sometimes that filter breaks. I have a loose filter. Sometimes it just doesn't.
Yeah, me too.
Me
too. That's why I do this show now, Living Unfiltered. It's because it has to be. This was my cathartic weird thing that I did when I turned 60. You know, which I used to say, I'm very proud to say I'm 60. And now I'm starting to feel 3 weeks into it, I'm like, I'm 60.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it becomes that place where I really want to say, this hairspray right here is a pile of shit. And you cannot buy this at the 99-cent store where I bought it, because you know what it is? It's water in a can. And it made my hair go straight after I set my hair to look beautiful for Greg.
But if you look at that can,
yeah,
it looks pretty nice. Nice
it's
branding.
Really
it's black.
Nice.
It looks high end. It's like, wow, that looks like a salon type hairspray.
It's called Halza, and French people were right next to me in the 99-cent store when I bought it, and they were going on and on and on, because I understand French, and it's just scented water. It made my hair go totally straight the minute I sprayed it on, and that's why I brought it. So that everyone would know I should put it right here next to me the entire time.
Well,
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Do not buy this.
At least it wasn't filled with cat urine or something. So
could have been worse.
Could have been a lot worse. Or bleach or ammonia. Yeah.
Could have been worse. Yeah.
But reality TVs, it's funny when I look at it now, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not a super private person, somewhat private, but I wouldn't want my life broadcast in front of the camera. Just become a celebrity.
Look at what happened to the one lady that they went to jail. She went to jail. Her husband didn't go to jail.
He's going to jail she gets out.
What is up with that?
It's just narcissism, I think.
No, but what is up with the he's going when she gets out?
I think
the judicial system.
It's because they have children, I guess.
That still doesn't make any sense.
Well,
that wouldn't happen for anybody else. I'm going to tell you that right now. If two regular people were caught in a crime together, they would go to jail. They would be convicted and go to jail, and the kids would be left in a foster home or with whomever.
right.
Right? Only because they were reality stars that happened. And that's kind of sick. Right?
I don't see the huge attraction for like these reality TV shows. Some of them are entertaining. Like I said, Anna Nicole, did I watch it? Yeah, it was.
We were all addicted to that.
It was a train wreck. That was like a real pioneer in this really salacious, juicy. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Well, I think it was also one of the first reality shows. If you think about it, it was on E. It was one of the first reality shows. I think that's what really was the tipping point for E. Was that show to do more reality shows, because actually E right now is pretty much only reality shows.
Well, and let's face it, reality shows are really economical to produce compared to a normal scripted show.
Fill me in. How do you produce one?
Well, think about this. If you have Friends, and I don't know what the budgets were, but you have
I don't have any friends.
Well, remember the show Friends? You have 6 stars, A-list TV stars. They're commanding some serious salaries.
Yeah.
Or Seinfeld, there's some serious salaries there.
Right.
Well, with reality, the people get paid peanuts compared to that. Now, some shows are different, like the Kardashians, since they own it and they have this enterprise. But
they didn't always.
Not always.
Grew.
But initially, they were probably getting peanuts. And, if it's popular, then, sponsors, they can sell sponsorship and whatnot. But
like Snooki,
yeah, that's the same thing. That started off small and got big, but it's...
From a production standpoint, you don't need them. Here's what I've heard. Tell me if it's true. This is what I've heard. If you want to do a reality show, and I tell people this because this is what I heard, if you want to do a reality show, you have to go out and produce it. You actually are producing it. You produce the reality show, and then there'll be a distribution place for you. Like, let's say if it's TLC or if it's E or wherever. E now does their own, but you can go out and literally produce your own reality show. They actually want you to do that. Come with a concept. Here's my concept. This is what I'm going to do. Now they look at you, whoever the network or the station or whoever it is looks at you and says, "Okay, now go produce it. Go do it." Go do it, basically.
It's a little harder than that because,
it's not that. That's hard for me.
Well, you got to think. You go to a network and you have this idea for a reality show. Say it's 2 guys on a motorcycle driving across country, going to every strip bar, right?
Oh, you know them too.
Yeah. It's my neighbor. But even so, that's a pretty simple concept. So the thing is, though, the network is not going to want to hand over their money. Say you're going to sell the show to them for, say, $50,000 an episode, and it costs you, I don't know, $25,000 to produce. So, there's profit. The thing is, they're going to want to know, okay, who's your showrunner? They're going to want somebody with a proven track record.
I guess that's the direction I'm trying for you to talk about.
They're going to want somebody with a track record of that genre. Now, I ran a show, reality car show. Could I go do another car show? Absolutely. But could I go, say, do Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Sure, I could probably produce it, but I'm not a showrunner of that genre. So they look at me and they go, well, what the hell do you know?
So would you be able to go out, like, would you say that it would be wise to go out and shoot 3 episodes or shoot some footage and create like a few episodes out of it for someone to pitch it to or to pitch it somewhere in order to get it
what I would
do
if I really wanted to do a reality show, I would write the concept, do an outline, and I would shoot like a 5-minute teaser reel.
Like a little sizzler.
A sizzler, where it's cut nice, people see and they go, wow, that's funny, there's something there, versus going out and doing a whole show.
Yeah.
Get their interest for 5 minutes. If you got their interest for 5 minutes, and if you have enough footage then to make a whole show, that's great.
Yeah.
Is what I would do. But
I would actually go out, shoot a few days, and hopefully some good stuff happens in those few days, and then take those few days and, of course you would want to, like, let's do some fun stuff or some weird stuff in those few days, and then do the sizzle, right? Mm-hmm. Submit the sizzle, and I would do a 2-minute sizzle. I think people's attention is 2 minutes no matter what.
Well, when you do like upfronts, the networks always have these things called upfronts.
Yeah.
And my company produced a whole lot of them for many, many networks.
How long were they?
They ranged, like Discovery Health would have small little genres, like say one's on ER, emergency room. That one might be a minute. Their main one might be 2.5 minutes. We did one for Nat Geo that was like 5 minutes. And the
National Geographic.
Yeah.
For those,
Yeah, National Geographic Channel. We did the first year we did one there. I think it was almost 8 minutes. Beautifully shot, super long, but they were a new network trying to get their branding out for sponsors. But of all of these upfronts, the networks are trying to sell their own show. Like I remember we did one
the
for
upfronts is when the advertisers come in and they buy the time around the shows.
Yeah, they buy these blocks of time, and they'll say, "I want to buy a block of time for Honey Boo Boo or something."
Right.
Because,
That's another one.
well, I don't know.
I forgot
TLC.
about Honey Boo Boo. It's because it's the one you watch. Great.
I've never seen it actually. I've
You
just heard about her.
haven't?
No, the big lady, Mama June.
No, yeah,
or
Mama
whatever.
June is the mom, but Honey Boo Boo is the kid.
Yeah, I know. It's an obnoxious
It's
little
obnoxious,
kid.
disgusting, horrible show.
Okay, like I said, reality TV. You know how cheap that show is to produce compared to doing a show like Seinfeld
yeah.
or Friends or something where you have real actors, real production value. This, they set up a camera. They go through a bunch of takes. They go, hey, what's Boo Boo's name? I don't even know her name.
Her name is Boo Boo.
What's her real name?
Honey.
Well, whatever. They're gonna.
I don't know.
She'll do something. They'll say, "Hey, do that again. Why don't you do it like this?" So it's very.
They do make them act because
They have
It's
to.
like sometimes they're just sitting around. I always thought it was more editing than directorial, right? I thought it was like, all right, well, you just get a whole lot of footage of them sitting around just talking shit, and then somehow genius editing takes place.
It's both, but if you look at some of the early reality shows like MTV's Real World, the early ones were like watching paint dry, honestly.
Yeah, if you go back to them.
They were.
Yeah, they were.
They would not last a minute today. So,
Yeah.
the producers have become a lot smarter, and the audience wants to see something juicy.
I watch every once in a while because I only watch Hulu. I rarely watch anything on television, right? So I watch what I want when I want. I don't care if something's on. I know I can get it on Hulu, 3 weeks from now. But I watched America's Top Model, the last season, and I watched it like in 3 days, right? Because I would just like watch 5 in a row or something. And Tyra Banks, she's really a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah.
And she's a very smart woman. But anyway, I'm watching it, and the whole time I'm watching it from like a producer's kind of, like, okay, understanding why they have to do this and why they're doing that and why even Tyra sometimes has the most stupidest outfits on. I could kill her. She was like the old lady from Florida, like thing on the top of her head. It's like, why do you have that on? But in the end, I know that's the good television part. You have to see the guy who's maybe like the alcoholic, but yet in the end he almost wins, and she smells his breath and all that stupid contrived drama.
It is. It is.
That they have to have, or else really nobody really would watch.
Yeah, I can't think of.
Because life is like that, though, Greg. When you think about it, life is full of that crap.
Cops. This show, I know the producer
the
of
serious
that. The
Cops.
series Cops, Stephen Chow, one of the creators of the show. Stephen's a smart, brilliant guy. That show was a pioneer in the factor, cruising around with the police. And,
Reality.
Yeah, and they used to like to go to places that had a lot of nothing too serious. They didn't want anything too serious. They didn't want the camera guy getting shot. The officer doesn't want to get shot. But that was groundbreaking in reality TV because it was kind of real. They're shooting it.
Yeah, it's real because they're really. Oh, they're in the back of the car.
Well, yeah, they're following the officer around,
right,
chasing
right.
a suspect on foot. They shoot it. Hey, what you shot is what you have, and now I have to cut it together. And there's no fancy editing or reshooting. It was real.
I always wondered about that because that was real. Because sometimes I'm seeing it in my head right now. Like how. That's reality TV.
It absolutely is. And they used to shoot up, I'm originally from the Seattle area, Tacoma, actually. I was watching it once. There was a guy I went to high school with
on the show
getting busted. Swear to God. It's like, I know that guy.
Where do I know him from?
And then on the other flip side, my neighbor down the street, Greg is his name. I won't say his last name, but he was an officer, and he was on camera a couple times.
Oh, he was?
He didn't bust the guy we went to school with because that guy was a few years ahead of us. But it was kind of funny. But they like, I don't want to say white trash, but they like kind of domestic.
Well, they have that show where you cheaters, where you catch your husband or your wife.
Fake. That's got
to be completely fake. It has to
I
be.
think it even says at the end, one of those shows says these are reenactments. But that cheaters one, I saw that years ago. That looked so fake.
I've watched it a few times, and first of all, I can't understand anyone. It's like, if you work on that show and your job is to do like advance or to go and do the casting, find the people who want to find the guy that's cheating on their wife or the girl whose guy is cheating on her, and they're usually, oh, wait, hold on. While we're on the topic, what about like the shows where they do, this is not at all what we plan on talking about, but what about the shows where like the guy that was on Jerry Springer, the bouncer on Jerry Springer, he suddenly gets his own show.
Yeah.
The bald guy?
Yeah.
He has his own show. I mean, what is that shit that they do on those shows? What is that? Why do they do that? And why is it Maury Povich even does it? It's like, oh, but is he really the father?
Well, they got to raise it down.
He's cheating on me. He was cheating on me. You were cheating on me, Kurt. You were cheating on me. Get my face. Come on, just get my face. And then they look over at the camera like this, like, am I doing it right? I was cheating on.
It's all staged. And look at the time slot those shows are on. Who's watching those shows?
A lot of people.
Well, they're not.
They're
not at work, are they? Look at the time slot.
But there's people in the middle. There's people not in L.A. at home raising babies, or maybe
course.
there are in L.A. because that's where the money is.
Well, it's kind of like
babies.
it's kind of like they've replaced soap operas. Soap opera costs a lot of money to produce.
Yeah,
it's a hard show to produce. They're very technical with the cameras. I saw them shoot a soap opera before. It's difficult, and the actors.
It's all because it's live and it's a lot of TD. It's a lot of
those
technical
actors
directing, right?
have to know their lines.
Yeah.
They can't screw up.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of copy to memorize.
I don't know
tough.
how. It's like singer. now that we're talking about that, it's like, this is Unfiltered, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about whatever. I should have asked Alicia when she was here how you memorize lines, because it's interesting. And I know a lot of singers and songwriters and stuff like that. And my husband always says, how, and I wonder this too, because I don't think I know all the lines to any song, all the words to any song.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
not.
like, how do they do that? How do they remember the words to like 20 songs?
Lots of repetition. And they wrote it too. When you write it, you tend
well,
to
those
not.
are singer-songwriters, but just in general, it's like, I mean, as you get older, you can't remember anything as it is. Short-term memory loss is just like gone.
It's called CRS.
What? Can't
remember shit.
I can't remember somebody's name 5 minutes after I meet them. I am now doing the association thing where, okay, your name is Mary married Jesus, and your husband doesn't look at all like Jesus, so that's the connection. I don't know. I just play these. I have to create these connections so I will remember people's names. Like what I did with you. I go, Greg is fine. Greg I will remember, but Stacy is a first name for a last name. It's a girl's first name for a last name, and that's how I remembered it.
And it's my real name. It sounds like a fake name.
Yeah, it sounds like here we go. I'm gonna go there. It sounds like a porno name.
Well, funny you should ask. No, I came down to L.A. I wanted to be a porn star, but I had a few shortcomings. So, no, I'm joking. No. Boom. No, but yeah.
Claps. Well, you know what we're going to do? We are going to go to a commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll talk about that commercial that we saw on commercial break. How about that?
Oh, I wonder what this could be.
I wonder.
Tired of chasing your food around the cutting board? Slippery fruits and vegetables can be a real hassle to handle and can take the fun out of cooking at home. Hi, I'm Greg Stacy, and like you, I love preparing meals at home. But after seriously slicing my thumb, I knew there had to be a better way. That's why I created the Chef's Thumb. Just slip it on, and its ViperBite technology instantly gives you grip and protection, allowing you to slice and dice like a pro within seconds. No more slipping, no more fumbling, and no more cuts. Get right to the end of that tomato and zip through that zucchini. And that slippery salmon is slippery no more. Bagels, no problem. As a former engineer, I designed it out of the best materials, surgical grade stainless steel and high strength polycarbonate. It's fully adjustable to fit all thumb sizes and built to last a lifetime. Once you try it, I guarantee the Chef's Thumb will be your new best friend in the kitchen.
When I first saw the Chef's Thumb, I was very skeptical, and then I tried it. I love the grip, I love the protection. It makes my job a whole lot easier.
I think a lot of times I would cut my thumb. Oh, that's nice because that's not sliding around at all. It can get nice and close too. I like that idea.
You have grip and you don't have to worry about the thing slipping and cutting yourself. It's well made. It's not a little cheapo thing that you'd find at the 99-cent store.
As a special bonus, if you order my Chef's Thumb today, I'll also include the peeler attachment absolutely free. Just snap it into place and you're instantly peeling like a pro. Its titanium T3 blade will never rust and stays razor sharp for a lifetime. And because you're ordering today, I'll also include this Antaro knife free. Just pay separate postage and processing. These high quality knives can sell for $30 alone, but I'm including it free with today's order. So you'll get the Chef's Thumb, bonus peeler, and the free Antaro knife, a $50 value, all for just $14.95. Now you can safely slice, dice, and peel just like a pro and bring the fun back into cooking at home. Order now.
Hey, we're back. Sorry. That was Chef's Thumb. Chef's Thumb. That's kind of hard to say, Greg.
It is a tongue twister. That thumb.
Chef's Thumb. But anyway, so that you're listening to UBN Radio and you're listening to Wendi Cooper. This is Living Unfiltered. And if you're not watching by video on YouTube, you should be because I'm naked. No, that was a joke. Can somebody laugh every once in a while?
I was going to say,
you.
Well, these glasses are obviously way too dark.
But, I always have to remember I used to be at a different station where it was all audio. It was truly radio, right? So I would always be saying things like, imagine this, and playing the whole radio visual all the time. And they could not see me, and I came no makeup and my hair like this. I look like shit. And here I have to actually make sure I look halfway decent, and then worry about whatever. But Greg, that was you in that commercial.
Shoot that guy. No.
No. So I met you at the. Everyone knows that listens to my show. That I was in Chicago a few weeks ago, last month. Mm-hmm. You were at this place called the Inventor's Corner. I believe everyone is an inventor, so it doesn't matter what you do for a living. I think that there's an inventive spirit in every soul. And I met you, and you have this product called Chef's Thumb, and that was the commercial. But people listening only audio-wise will not be able to see it. So can we talk about it for a couple of minutes, and can you explain on camera? And that's your camera if you want to just do the whole thing.
Thank you. Well,
just really quick what it is and what inspired you and
Sure. Well, what the Chef's Thumb does is basically, I'd say it's a glorified chef's thimble on steroids. It protects your thumb from knife slippage, and it's got the ViperBite technology here, these spikes that are molded into it. So it grips like a slippery onion or a tomato. And the reason I invented it, honestly,
what's
is
the reason?
I got tired of cutting zucchini lengthwise for the barbecue. We can never cut them. They're rolling around. You're holding on to them.
I can hear you now. God damn it, I'm not going to cut this zucchini anymore.
Son of a bitch, I'm cussing. I couldn't do that, so I needed something to anchor it, So in tomatoes, you can never get to the end of a tomato or the end of an onion. You can't hold it.
Get to the end of it.
Well, a professional chef will curl their knuckles over like that, and I can cut like that too. It's really hard for most people, and I do cut like that. But the problem
I
is,
cut my knuckle off.
Well, see, you still can't get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Chef will lay it down. They'll cut it sideways, and it's crooked. I don't like it crooked. I want it straight. That's the engineer in me. I like things very uniform.
Yeah.
So that's why I invented it. One size fits all. It's made out of stainless steel polycarbonate. and it works incredibly well, honestly. And
So show us how you use it, just for those at home that, and
Well-
remember we're on radio, so explain it as you're doing it.
you would
It goes over your thumb.
you'd fit it on your thumb. There's custom shims in there, so one size will fit. This product will fit almost any size thumb, unless you're an ogre and you got this giant humongous thumb.
Right.
So you slide it, you fit it, you slide it on, and you grab the knife, fit right or left. You grab a knife, and you can just lay this right on the tomato, right on the top.
As
and
as you're holding the tomato, it's
prevents it from
it's
rolling.
on your thumb, and so when you're holding the tomato, it kind of almost, it doesn't really dig in, but it grasps the tomato.
Well, it does. It anchors a tomato. It secures and stabilizes it. So you can
cut closely.
You can get right to the end of this. You can use this as a guide because it's not going to cut your thumb, so you can get that last slice.
So
you can get that last slice of
Yeah.
the onion. Zucchini works amazingly well. Cutting zucchini
Well, you could do the
lengthwise.
same thing with an apple. You can do it with anything that you're really slicing and having to hold,
Yeah,
right? You wanna-
anything round it works
Right.
great on, or oblong. And that's what it's for. It's a protection. Because they have like finger protectors,
Yeah.
but you can't see them. They're awkward. They got all
I
sorts
just had the guy in Toronto, in my trip in Toronto, Mike. He just cut his thumb.
See? And the thumb, people go, why do you do it for the thumb? Well, the thumb's the number one cut thing. That's what I used to cut. And it becomes a peeler. It's got this attachment called Thumb Touch.
But wait, there's more, folks.
There's more. You slide it in, and it becomes a high-efficiency peeler. It's made out of titanium.
Oh, my God.
It's titanium. Will never rust, stay sharp forever. And it peels incredibly
Do that.
well.
Hold it up to the camera again and keep it still. You know that.
See that? You
See?
slide it in.
And now you have a peeler that's on your thumb.
It's a high-efficiency peeler, perfect for a salad, personal salad. Now, if I'm going to peel potatoes for Thanksgiving, I'm not using this. I'm going to use more of a heavy-duty. But
Yeah.
if you need a light-duty, quick peeler, it's perfect.
Well, television producers don't peel their own potatoes for Thanksgiving, Greg. Didn't you know that?
I've never peeled potatoes. Oh, I have, but I have, but not for myself.
That was that for the other guys in the orange suits?
Yes, that is, yeah.
So I need to ask you, was that always your dream?
No, my background is, before I got into television, I was graduated as a mechanical engineer. I worked at Boeing. I was a square peg in the round hole. I didn't fit. I didn't fit. So while
you don't have the mouth of an engineer, that's for sure.
No,
Yeah.
no, I didn't fit. I
can't even believe you were an engineer.
I didn't look. I had long hair. I had a pair of steer. I looked like a stoner. I wasn't, but I didn't fit. So anyway, while I was there, I was always thinking, I came up with this idea for a retractable felt tip pen. That was never out there, folks. 25, 30 years ago, it didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
Well, neither did my prototype. It didn't work very well, so I gave up on that. They're out there now. They have retractable felt tip.
Oh, yeah. We've had them for about 15 years, haven't
Exactly.
we? Yeah.
10, 15, yeah.
Yeah.
So then he came up with carbonated flavored iced teas. Those weren't out there either.
Yeah. I've come up with a few ideas.
So,
too, right?
things
Most people do.
They come on the back burner. You perfect it to a point, then you kind of move on. And, I had this life-changing experience, got into television. But, it was always on the back burner to create. And that's what happened with this. So
I'm sure you probably, your engineering background is really interesting because most industrial design or product design is basically it's engineering.
it is.
Actually.
It is.
Right. And the thing, because I've worked with so many inventors and things like that, but and I'm, I'm going through it all right now with my Easy Go Pro. I have a new appreciation for really what it takes. You if you hold up your little thummy thing, how long did it actually take you to realize and make it to the point where it was actually a consumer good item? I mean, start to finish. Be honest.
I made my prototype. I went to a sex store and got liquid latex and thumbtacks, and I made a mold of my thumb, and I made the prototype. Prototype worked. Now I got to make it executable, and it took about 2 years of design. Then I went to China. Then I had to do a major redesign.
Did you hear that, everybody?
So that was 3 years.
3 years.
Then I had to do another redesign to the peeler. I didn't like the blade. It was a rotating blade. I made this a fixed angle because it bites better. So that took another 6 months. So actually, from the concept in my brain to this fruition of this was about 3.5 years.
Exactly.
And because there's a lot of downtime, you're dealing with patents. I have a very long, pretty detailed patent. You're dealing with a lot of things that aren't, quote, the inventing side as well. And that takes a tremendous amount of resource.
But it's all part of the inventing thing,
it
right?
is.
And it takes a long time. And now where are you at? Now you need to bring it to market.
Exactly. It's fully packaged, it's selling online, looking for retail distribution. So as you know, that's a difficult one. But I think on my next product, I could cut it in half the time. Since I've done it, this was my first time. I could do it in half the time if it's a simple enough product.
Yeah, it becomes. I think my point is that it's inspirational that you actually didn't aspire to be a product designer or have your own product, which, did you think that one day, and forgive me for saying this, but I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think that product's going to make you rich? I'm
hoping it will. I think it may take time for it to catch on. I think eventually, honestly, this might sound crazy, it'll become as ubiquitous as a soup ladle. I just bought one yesterday. A ladle or a whisk.
Probably doesn't work either.
I think it will. And, the safety to use even in the restaurant industry to have people wear this. Once people use it, they get it.
Yeah.
And I think it will become commonplace. Now, I hope I'm around to see the money, but the money, it's beyond the money. Money is important, especially living here in LA. As we know.
Especially living anywhere. Let's face it, people. Money is important no matter where you live.
It's, what it is? It's living up to your ability, following your dream, following whatever guides you, and going for it, and living to your potential. That's the important part.
Yes, being fulfilled as a human being.
But if I didn't think it would make any money, I wouldn't have done it. No.
Right. What kind of... So you haven't, in the past 3.5 years or 4 years since you did that, have you had any other inspirations as far as products? And what stops you from I always say that the difference between an entrepreneur and an inventor is an entrepreneur makes it happen. An inventor thinks of a good idea or a bad idea. But they're two very different things. Now, an entrepreneur inventor is the magic. Right.
And I think I fit that mold. Yeah. My next product, why haven't I started it?
Because we're going to do your next project.
Because it's money. It's money.
Yeah.
It's money, and I need to prove this, get this,
It costs a lot of money.
There's a tremendous amount in tooling people don't realize, and so you got to get it out there. Once it's generating the income, then I can move forward with the other one. And it's kind of a niche product, the other one. This caters to a bigger marketplace. I just
explained to somebody recently, because for everybody watching, I am not just this lady that does this radio show. I actually do this radio show for fun, and I do it because I love to communicate with people and have a global audience. My ego. No, it's not true. I have other underlying reasons, but for those of you that don't know, I've been in marketing and advertising for 20 years, and my old radio show used to be called The Sea Spotter, Going to Market with Wendi and Peter, and I did that for many years. And so anyway, that's what I do for a living. It's marketing, advertising, direct response, bringing products to market, being a marketing consultant, working with inventors sometimes, but mostly people who have money. And I did that whole setup because I was going to say something. Oh, because I'm going to say that, Jesus, I just freaking had I remember.
We're talking about working together, production.
Right.
We're talking about production.
Oh, crap. Sometimes I do this now, don't I, Kurt? I just forget where I'm going, where am I? Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Greg.
Greg, you can talk.
Well, I think sometimes,
I'll remember, I promise.
I think you have a certain skill set, all of us do. And I think when you can combine skill sets,
I know.
being an engineer and a TV producer,
right.
I was able to produce that commercial.
Yes, exactly. And you did an excellent job, actually.
Oh, thank you. Well,
that's what drew me to you, because I love the production value.
Well, I got to have my friend Mike Gadecki, who was my former business partner. We were partners at Belief. That was our company and design company, production company in Santa Monica. He's the director of photography. He shot that. And he did a sensational job.
He did a great job. It shot really beautifully.
And I did the editing. And
cadence and editing is everything. I hate to say this, but somebody sent me an infomercial to watch, and I can't see what the product is, and I won't say what the product is because he's been on my show, and he's been working on this forever, a long form, a 2830, and it's I know 2830 takes your life away from you, right?
Yeah.
And he sent it to me because he really wanted my opinion. And I was like, you want my producer's opinion or do you want my product? Did I tell you this on the phone? And I said, but I just have to hesitate with even my producer's opinion because he shoots beautiful stuff. The product sucks. I mean, my Jesus, holy crap, God. Sorry, it was bad. But what is that product? It's a pillow. It's a pillow. God bless him. I hope he makes $1 billion with it. I really do, because I know both of them involved. The person who created the pillow and the producer. Not really just the producer, but the marketer producer, right? I'll tell you after. But I just hate the product. I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, a lot of DRTV products are crazy. You know what I mean? And you know this better than I do. It's like...
Well, my suggestion was make a short form out of it. Why? Because the product is so ridiculous that in a long form, in 30 minutes, you're giving people the time. Sorry, I'm pounding everybody. You're giving people the time. You're giving them 30 minutes to figure out how frickin' ridiculous that product is. Do it in a short form, compel them, excite them because it's a little ridiculous, and make them and engage them to go online or to call to find out more or even to buy it and find out more, right? But don't give them 30 minutes of everything you can possibly do to let them sit back and say, that's the stupidest product I've ever seen.
30 minutes to say no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's not wise. That's not wise. I mean, I could not imagine doing a 30-minute spot. There's no way. I mean, hey, should I stick it in my ass or something? I don't know. What? Oops.
Whoops. No, that's okay. We say the F word all the time on this show.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
And you know what? People, you can use it in your garage, and you can use it over here, and you can use it to, push it into your temple. You can. Yeah, those are the things in a 30-minute that you have to come up with. You have to... They went to Mall of America in Minnesota. Really? For people to try out the pillow. Mall of America in Minnesota. Why didn't you just go to Galleria?
I went to Bob's Market. Thank you, Bob, in Santa Monica, where I shot those testimonials. And those were actual testimonials, first-time users.
Well, that's what testimonials are supposed to be, Greg.
I know.
That's the law.
I know, and I'm new to this. And I was dumbfounded how.
And they're the best ones because they're telling the honest to God truth, especially if they like it.
Yeah.
If they don't like it, you just don't put them in the show.
Yeah, basically. So I didn't shoot that many. I shot like 4 or 5 there, and I put the most camera-friendly looking people in it. But
sure, everybody
that's used the product actually really likes it. You just got to help me get this into retail.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that, with EasyGo Pro. But we only have a few minutes left, But when I went to, I just want to do a shout out to everybody that I did meet in Toronto this week. It was a wonderful trip. Some of the most amazing people that I've met in a long time, and I am really looking forward to doing business with them. For EasyGo Pro, my toilet stool, which everybody listens to me knows I have a toilet stool that, you raise your feet and you go poop better. See, it's right here. I'm starting to brand it in my show now, right here. And I'm meeting, actually, you don't know this, but I think on the 24th, I'm actually meeting with the people for Gummy Bear, which I'm going to talk about it because Gummy Bear is one of the most watched YouTube videos of an animated character ever.
Yeah. It's got over 12 million views or something.
Billion. It has 2 billion views.
Yeah, it's just insane.
2 billion views. I am Gummy Bear. I am Gummy Bear. Anyway, anybody that has kids knows about it. And hopefully we are going to be working on that. I think that's looking pretty good. That's going to be fun. Because, Greg, you work your Belief. We have 2 minutes. But tell us a little bit about Belief. You did a lot of toy commercials, Disney commercials.
Belief was a design production company in Santa Monica. I was there from 2001 to 2007 during its heyday. We had clients from Disney, Mattel, to Playboy, to Discovery Networks. And, we did a lot of branding. Our bread and butter was doing network branding. When people watch a network, they see all these fancy graphics. You're watching Discovery or something. That's what we would do. We'd shoot it, design the graphics, do all the editing.
For the network.
And we also did commercials. We did Budweiser spots, JCPenney, Mervyn's, Nickelodeon commercials.
Were you the agency also, or did the agency come to you as the production company?
The agency for commercials would come to us as a production company. The networks would come to us as the agent.
We were the agency
production company for that. Yeah.
And you did a lot of see, the reason that it was great, because I not only and this is life, people, so we're living Unfiltered, and which is really kind of a show about life and talking about things in a fun way. But we met serendipitously at the Chicago Houseware Show with the Inventors thing. Little do I know that your specialty in television commercials or in production is really animation,
design,
and green screen, and design.
It's integrating live action with design elements and graphics.
Right.
You just don't shoot somebody on a green screen. We make it seamless.
Right.
So, that was our bread and butter.
Right.
We did a lot of it. It was very profitable in the day, and it was a
I
lot of fun.
And I had no idea when we hooked up afterwards to have lunch and just talk about that, right? To talk about Chef's Thumb or whatever, just to meet, because we're both in L.A., and then I learned that you actually, that's what you do. And I had just met with, because I don't do animation and integrating real world with animated world, basically,
Correct.
And toys. And I have an opportunity to do this. And so it was so serendipitous, and it was so amazing. And it's so cool how the universe brings people together, because that's exactly what you do.
It's how the universe works. You make the opportunities work. A lot of times you meet somebody, you go, why did I meet that person? Well, you meet everybody for a reason, typically. Well, not everybody. Some are good reasons, some aren't. But, right. Just
some are good reasons and some aren't. But we meet people because we will learn from them.
Absolutely.
No matter who they are, that we learn.
Whether we learn to work with them or not work with them, we learn something.
Even if they're just the person behind the register at Starbucks. You know what I mean? There's always something.
You learn how to react, that you might have made that person happy that day. She might have made you happy, or vice versa. So it's
because we learn in the end that our dreams change and
dreams do change.
Dreams.
That's what the show is going to be about, right?
The name of the show is Dreams Change.
Today's dream is different.
Today's dream is different. Yeah.
Well, it is. I think that's part of getting older. It's like my dreams. I'm going to say it. I don't look at ladies and guys. I'm going to be 50 in about a month, and my visions now at 50. My big picture dream is radically different than when I was 20.
Oh, I don't even think I had a dream, but yeah, exactly. It's exactly. And you know what? I just turned 60. So in turning 60, that's number one, it's fucked up. Okay, to wake up every day and think that you're 60 and in 10 years you're going to be 70. Okay? And then have this to be 60. I want to do a TED Talk on what it's like to be the new 45, right? I just want to do a TED Talk on what it's like, the curse of growing older, of being older, but yet you don't feel it, you don't look it, nobody thinks you are. That
it's easy.
It's a curse.
The best thing to do is when you first register for Facebook, you lie about your age. You just make yourself 10 years younger, because you can't change it. They used to not let you change it, because I lied about my age on Facebook, and people go, why are you 10 years younger? It's like I joined it because of a girl or something like that, and I lied about my age. I didn't want to know how old I was. Now I can't change it. Now it says I'm like 39. It's like, yeah, I'll take that. I'm 39.
Mine says I'm 60, but only to me. I double check that all the time. It has my birth date, and then it says what I am. But I was very proud of turning 60, and I'll do one more second, Kurt. I was very proud of turning 60, and I'm wearing it on my shoulders, my sleeves, and everywhere, and on my hat and everywhere. It's like, I'm 60. I'm proud of it. It is now 3 weeks into being 60, and you know what? I don't feel the same about it. I don't want to say, I hear people say things to me like, well, you're 60 and, you really have to think about what you're going to do for the next 10 years. And, it's like, I never really thought about that. So It's not easy. I had a beautiful birthday. I had all of those things, but I'm now into my 60s.
Wow.
It's a wow. It really is a wow.
I think it happens every 10 years, though. I remember turning 30. I was a cameraman in the middle
whole
of
thing
nowhere.
about the 30s, the
40.
the Niners.
Now I'm going to turn 50.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
wait,
like-
I'll be here. I'll make sure to be here with you when you turn. You'll be turning 60. I will have just turned 70. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of our show.
Age, you can't escape it, baby.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. We didn't really talk about the dreams or dreams change,
It
but
doesn't.
you know,
It doesn't matter because you know what? I can always change the title of the show. No, I love the title of the show, and dreams do change, and we did talk about it.
a little bit, yeah.
We did. We didn't get in depth about it, but I think everybody. I love my shows when I just get to be really free and banter and have fun. They're really fun to listen to. Hey, everybody, you can listen to this show on iTunes, and you could have listened to it on live on TuneIn. But on iTunes, it'll be there tomorrow, or it'll be there by tonight, the show on iTunes. You just don't have this beautiful visual of the two of us.
Rip my Mises to pieces. That's my real voice, ladies and gentlemen. The nasally sound.
Of Greg Sealneck. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh, my, the de-evolution, how we all turn into seals
Yeah.
when we get older.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some truth behind that.
Yeah.
Start looking at the pictures.
I will. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks. Kurt, is it that time where I say?
Yep, it's about that time.
I'm going to let Kurt beam me out. Hey, beam me up. But you know what, everybody? Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week. Well, it's time to wrap up another great hour of Living Unfiltered here at ubnradio.com. We'd love to hear from you. So if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss, or you want to be a guest on our show, you can reach us at livingunfiltered@gmail.com. And since we're right here in the heart of Hollywood at Sunset Gower Studios, that's like saying, have your people call my people.